has changed because, you know, it is still the same set of people. It is still the same kind of mentality that these are assembly members. And the truth is that the legislative arm of government is the real symbol of democracy. Because even during military incursions, it is only the legislative arm of government that is suspended. The judiciary arm of government continues, the executive arm of government continues, but only the legislative arm of government is suspended. That shows that the real symbol of democracy is the legislature, because that is where people are directly represented. And if you look at it, you see that in a state, if you don't have a vibrant House of Assembly, there is no, the governor, the chief executive, will have a field day. God forbid that such a chief executive will not be doing things right, or we just decided that we don't care. So it is better for us to show more interest in the assembly elections. And let me also tell you, because of the way Nigeria is run today, I've said it over and over that it's like we are only having, we have 3 tiers of government on paper, but in reality, it is only the 2 tiers that are functioning: the federal and the states. The local government seems to have died in Nigeria, so to say. It's only that they are yet to be buried, because many people don't even know who the chairman of their local government is, let alone the councillor representing their ward. So it shows that the local government is not vibrant. And so the only hope we have is the House of Assembly, that we can say we have representatives in government who we can call, who we can relate with. And let me tell you, most of these House of Assembly members, because of the full-time nature, that's why some of us are conversing that, why don't you make this legislative arm part-time? Because of the full-time nature, somebody who is representing a ward, representing SLDO, will leave Igbekebo and be staying permanently in Akure. So how does he feel what is happening to his people? When do his people meet him? So the real issue of representation is that come to Akure and come and do your legislative business during the weekend, go back to base and let people see you. I see no reason why somebody from Owo constituency or from Idori constituency will be living in Akure, will not be driving down to Akure for legislative business and drive back. Let his people know him. Let people, because of proximity. But what we have is that once anybody is elected, he goes to the state capital and resides permanently there. So these are the issues that we have to grapple with when we are talking about legislative elections. That are we really asking questions? Do we even task them? Do we even have them make commitment that if we elect you, what is your plan? Are you going to be accessible, or we begin to write free forms or write letters before we see you?
Well, let's check the statistics as far as the assembly election is concerned in Ondo State. Remember, we just talked about it. There's no governorship election holding in Ondo State today, and not just Ondo State, DC, Labour Party, the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, all with 26 candidates each. That is, all of these parties I've mentioned, they're having 26 candidates. Others are the National Rescue Movement, NRM, with 5 candidates, People's Redemption Party, PRP, with 9 candidates, All People's Party, APP, with 3 candidates, AAC with 3 candidates, Young Progressive Party, YPP, with 1 candidate, and the Zen Labour Party with 1 candidate. Now, Dr. Abimbola.
Yeah, we look at everything from a national point of view. And that's why we are missing it. They're going to represent Anambra in the National Assembly and reps. Just like Labour Party has also done. So what are we talking about? We are talking about the fact that political parties should know their strength. So a political party should not overstrate itself. If you know that you are not popular in a local government, don't go and feed a candidate for a House of Assembly there. Where you know your strength lies, go there. 2, the fact that only 3 political parties are feeding candidates in all the 26 constituencies in Ondo State is telling us something that we have strong political parties and we have weak political parties. So that those are the parties that are strong. And those were the parties who actually did well so to say, in the presidential election and National Assembly elections, even though not all of them won seats in Ondo State?
Well, it's not all of the members of the House of Assembly as it is currently constituted that are recontesting, with 6 of them on the platform of the APC, 1 from the PDP and 1 from ADC. 2 members of the House have been elected into the Federal House of Representatives, and so that gives us a sort of mix, as it were. As if it talks election, there was no significant report of violence, as it were. Of course, except for the reported incident in Idari, where 1 person was reportedly killed. But significantly, it was said that, by and large, it was a peaceful outing. Today, the disposition of the electorate to this exercise.
First, the electorate should know that election is not a war situation. Election is a platform for making a choice in who represents or who leads you. So if that is the case, you should know that you have to be peaceful. You have to do it in the ambience of peaceful, in a peaceful atmosphere. Now, let me quote the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose. He has said on national television. This second question in your introductory remark, you are trying to bring up the issue of number of potential returnees. Let me call them potential because they have not won yet.
They are recontesting.
They are recontesting. Yes, every contestant is a potential winner.
Of course.
It's a potential winner.
So
people are contesting for a House of Assembly slot. Only 1 person is going to win. We cannot sit here and say this is the person that will win until the election is conducted and concluded. Now, but I want to mention something. That Ondo State is even better than the National Assembly. Now we are having you talked about 8 of the existing legislators, members that are recontesting. That is out of 26 seats, out of 23 members. So if you look at that, it's about 1/3, just less than 1/3. Do you know that the National Assembly, it has over 70% attrition? They just concluded National Assembly elections now. Sometimes when people look at it, they say, yes, in democracy, we have to be changing. Changing members who are representing you is also has its own advantages and disadvantages.
With me, of course, people are already there. Let's quickly have feeds from one of our reporters on the field. Joy Pius, good morning.
Good morning. Olawale.
Thank you very much. How are you? Where are you now?
I'm fine. I'm in Idori. Talu Ward 8, Unit 1.
What is the situation in Idori this morning?
Okay, it's actually a peaceful process. The electorates are out. They actually trooped out en masse to exercise their franchise.
Okay.
And it's been peaceful all along.
Okay.
And we could see, I could see security agencies standing by to forestall any breakdown in order.
Well, Joy, I'm interested in knowing what the performance of beavers. Remember that it's been reconfigured on the permission of the court. What is the level of performance of beavers where you've been this morning?
Okay, the beavers are actually working perfectly.
Okay.
There's been no complaint anywhere at all.
Okay.
Most of the polling units we visited, there was no complaint at all. The beavers are working perfectly.
Okay. I'm also interested in the security situation there. Of course, we do not expect to find security operatives carrying arms or bearing arms in those polling units. But what exactly is the security situation at the units and polling areas you've visited this morning?
Okay. The security operators are just on ground.
Okay.
Not just there to forestall order. There are no soldiers around, just the police and the civil defense. They're actually standing by to ensure the election.
Team, you still have something to tell me, Joy?
Yes, I have someone with me. He's Mr. Ilebayo.
All right, good morning, Mr. Ilebayo.
Yes, Akinwalere. So he would also want to brief you on the situation on the ground.
All right. Good morning. Hello, good morning, Mr. Akinwalere.
How are you, my dear?
Very fine, sir. Let's know what exactly has been your experience since you came out to vote this morning.
Yes, our experience shows that there's a low turnout.
Okay.
And it's not unconnected because people are cashless. They don't have money in hand.
Why do you think it's money that did not allow people to come out? Do you need money to go to vote?
For example, myself, I left Akure as early as 5 o'clock.
Okay.
If I cannot buy fuel, I cannot transport myself to Nigeria. How can I vote?
Now I understand you.
So many people are coming from a long distance to the motorcycle to come home. People in the villages have to come to town, and people in the town have to come to the village. So vis-a-vis.
But overall, those who turned out, what's been your experience? How well have they been able to comport themselves?
Those people who turned out, it was peaceful. It was quiet and okay.
Okay.
The number was manageable because it was not too much crowded like before.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kinwale Ray. We wish you the very best as everyone goes out to vote this morning. Thank you very much. Joy Pius.
We want to appreciate you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we want to believe that people are working and we appreciate them.
All right, that's the feed we have been able to take from our reporter in Idori Axis. Joy Pius has been able to tell us what's been going on there. Of course, we've also been able to have feeds from Zahida Ibisala from Obakoko. We will take that situation report now, and then we will continue conversations around to the matter. Dr. Mimbola, I know we will still make comments on all of those issues.
Of course.
That will be after this time out to take the situation report from Obakoko. Thank you very much, and let's quickly have it.
We are live in Obakugu. Here is Unit 10, Ward 14, where at exactly 8:30 a.m. this morning, voting has commenced. You find the electorate of this morning already getting accredited and, of course, proceeding to cast the ballot. Security agencies have also registered their presence here. You have officer of the Nigerian Police Force as well as that of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps already on ground. The electorate who have turned out this morning already getting accredited and, of course, proceeding to cast the ballot. Security agencies have also registered their presence here. You have officer of the Nigerian Police Force as well as that of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps already on ground at this particular time. Good one that you're also seeing the bimodal voter accreditation system beavers being put to use at this particular hour. You remember that after the last election, these machines were reconfigured. Of course, INEC has assured that they're set to run for this particular election, and this is what you also find here in Obakoko as the voting commenced this morning. The electorate, some of those who have also had the opportunity to cast the ballot, expressed enthusiasm in doing this, even though the queue is here to pick up in terms of the number of persons who are expected here at this venue. There's hope that more persons will come out for this particular election. You see, that old man just cast his vote and quite excited, leaving the hearing in those states. You also see the positioning of the ballot box. Yes, quite placed in a place where everyone would have ensuring that they go ahead to vote. Yes, part of the screening process. You search for your name, you get some.
There's nothing that can cause anything like fight or everything as in trouble. Everything was going well. That's what I can say.
So, when next for you now? Are you going home now, or you're still staying?
Yeah. I have to go home because after voting, you have to go home.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, you just heard from one of the electorate here who was as early as 8:30 got into the polling unit and, of course, exercised his franchise. But just to my left, you also find representatives of different political parties. There are party agents who are also on ground to monitor this process, to be part of this process. You find them also with their tags representing the various political parties which they represent here at this particular election. We just want to stay here with us as we bring you blow by blow accounts of happenings as the electorate here in Ondo State had to poll at this state assembly election. But one of also the striking things we've also found out this morning is the movement, the vehicular movement. There appears to be some form of movement when you drive through the highway here along the expressway leading to the Akoko part of the northern part of Ondo State. You still find some vehicles who ordinarily aspiring to go about their normal business, opening shops, trying to do little.
The situation reports there from Zahid Aribisala from Obakoko. Of course, he's been able to tell us what's the security situation there, and of course, he's also been able to tell us how well INEC has been able to deploy the beavers after its reconfiguration. Of course, Dr. Bimbola, taking a look at what we heard from Midori and Obakoko, do you see this exercise ending seamlessly as anticipated?
Yes, hopefully this exercise should be smooth, and should be hitch-free, because the number of voters that INEC officials will have to contend with, especially in Ondo State and 7 other states where gubernatorial elections are not being held, would make it manageable for the INEC officials. A voter who complained about low voter turnout, low turnout, and you asked him why, he said it was due to cash crunch. Who will have asked him, was there no cash crunch during the presidential election? The situation has not changed. Even it was worse that time.
No Supreme Court judgment.
Yes. So
the ordinary notes.
So the excuse of cash is not really the point. The point is the import, the value
attached to the process,
that the voters, that citizens attached to this process. That is, if there were to be governorship election now, regardless of the situation, more people will have turned out. It shows that people are not really attaching much value and concern about those who represent them at the legislative house.
And that's the basis of democracy.
I said that legislature is the symbol of democracy.
Let's have another feed, I think, now from the southern part of the state, as we have Omar Langbeji joining us via the telephone. Omar Langbeji, how are you this morning? Yeah, very fine too. So let's know, what exactly is the situation where you are?
Everything is fine here.
Where exactly are you?
We are here at ECCOM.
Oh, okay, that's the central district.
This performance is a church.
Okay.
So the situation is going on smooth there.
Okay.
The event machine is working as expected. I want not too impressive, but this belief that people are still coming out and looking at what is happening. So people are coming in one by one. So let's believe they are. Maybe we should just give them little time.
Invariably, the turnout is not impressive yet. I think that's the point you're trying to make. How about the security situation and the performance of the beavers?
Yes, security are in strategic locations. They are looking at yes, there's no problem. And even we have one of the contestants here vying for the position. I don't know if you'd like to talk to him.
Let's know what exactly is the situation there first. Let's be able to situate.
Everything is calm. Everything is calm.
All right. We will be taking all of those details later. I think we should continue. Later, we'll be talking to all of those critical stakeholders. But let's also know if the INEC officials are having any challenge there.
It's fine.
So far, the people who have voted where you are, do they have any complaints about the process?
No complaint, no complaint. Those that interviewed said they are only waiting for the results to be counted.
Okay.
They didn't want to go home.
All right, put up the candidate. Let's know what's his own view about the process.
Okay. You are talking to him right away. So you are on to Sunny Kolaole now from studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
May I know your name, please?
I'm Honorable Adiniro, AKS.
All right. I have to thank you very much. Thank you for talking to us. As far as the process is concerned, you have faith in the process that's going on free, fair, and very well. That's what you're saying.
Yes. We are still going through it, and at the end, I believe it will remain the same.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for talking to us on the conduct of this election. All right,
I want to talk to some party agency. They have PDP and APC here. So at least.
All right, we will be taking all of those feeds later. There are so many other things also on ground. Let's quickly have. Yes, I'll get back to you again in the course of the program. Thank you very much, Omoriola Ngbeji. Now, Dr. Bimola, the turnout is also not impressive in Akure, the state capital. Cash crunch. You did say the other time.
It's not cash crunch. So it's just about the attitude, disposition of our people. And if you take a critical look at it, you will realize that this is not the first time. It's not the first time. And since the return of the first winner earlier announced by INEC, since that time, so when we now moved to 2011 elections, there was no governorship election in Ondo State. It was only House of Assembly. So I'm moving on to 2019. To 2015. The same thing happened. 2019.